Y'all, I really would love to know what's going on in Tyler Perry's head when he's writing these strips. And no, I'm not talking about Beauty and Black where they're repeating themselves throughout every episode. I'm talking about the Sistas season 8 finale that I watched last night. And I will tell you that more happened in the last 10 or 15 minutes of this episode than in the whole 20 something the 20 something episode season. Now, if you have not seen it already and you don't want me to spoil it for you, keep on strolling. But if you don't care or you already seen it, then keep on watching. Okay, so who should I start with first? I'm going to start with Danny. Danny, of course, she had the whole lawsuit going on with Tony and the airline and all that, and he proposed. So he actually comes back the next day and he's really sad, and he tells her, well, the airline was looking for somebody to blame. And she's like, oh, tell me, did they fire you? He's like, no, they couldn't fire me because, obviously that would end up in another lawsuit. But what they did was they're transferring me to Alaska. Alaska? What? Next, let's move on to Sabrina. Sabrina had the whole conversation with Calvin towards the end of the last episode, which I honestly think was a complete waste of time. Nothing happens from that conversation unless they're just setting up for Calvin to return next season. Rich comes in, of course, doing what Rich does every time he sees Sabrina with another man. Oh, did I interrupt something? Whatever. So Sabrina ends up breaking up with Rich. They're done. So Rich goes back to the juice bar where Jordan has been released. Robin gets him out of jail. And I'll talk about Robin a little bit more. But him and Penelope and Jordan, they're taking shots. And, of course, Jordan gets, has a little too much. So Penelope takes him to the car. She comes back to help Rich clean up. And, baby, why do they get it on? They get it on in the juice bar. Rich and Penelope. And Sabrina, who has packed up Rich's stuff, she comes to drop it off. She sees them. And she lets them know that she sees them because she threw the box of stuff on the floor and she ran out. Rich runs out behind her. That's how that ends. Back to Penelope. When Robin gets Jordan out, she's grateful. She kisses him right there in the police station. And he's like, oh, no, no. She's like, oh, because of Andy. She hates Andy. And speaking of hating Andy, so many people do. So one of the people that hates Andy from a past season comes back in this episode. It is Gary's ex-wife, Jasmine. She's the one who did this. She's the one who tried to off Gary twice. She said, I was there at the wedding. I came to the hospital. I messed with your IV. She's been working with Hudson. Hudson comes back with the gun, and he's saying, I'm sick of you. You don't remember me. Da-da-da-da. Turns out Gary used to bully Hudson back in high school. And this was before he lost his memory. So I'm like, why didn't he know who you were? That didn't make a lick of sense to me. But anyway, them two working together, they want to take down Gary. As you recall, in the last episode, Robin says that he's leaving for the UK since everything is good at the law firm. And he tells Andy, if you want to be with me, you can stop me. I won't go if you say so. So, Andy's she's thinking, she talks to Fatima, and she's like, well, I don't know if I'm worthy of love. I don't know if I'm a relationship type. And so Fatima talks her out of it. So she decides she's going to go. She's going to fight for Robin. She gets in her car. Oh, before this, Fatima has her share her location so that she knows where she is if anything else goes down, because she just got so much going on. So she goes to fight for Robin, goes to stop him from leaving, and she gets drugged. She gets kidnapped. We find out that it was Hudson and Jasmine that kidnapped her, and they want to take down Gary and Andy together because, they hate them. That's where we're at. So at this point, Robin's at the airport. He thinks Andy doesn't love him. He's sending her this sweet little voicemail, I guess you'll hear it. I love you, all that good stuff. But Andy's a little bit busy right now. She's being kidnapped. So they're doing their whole dramatic scene where Jasmine's telling Gary how much she hates him. She hates Andy. This is all Andy's fault. Andy ruined their family. Blah, blah, blah. Hudson gets annoyed, pops Jasmine right there. At that point, he said he just gonna take them two out and handle his business. In that moment, Zach busts in because he went to look for Andy when Fatima realized, hey, her phone location says she's at the office, but she left the office hours ago. So he finds the phone. He knows that she's going to be at Gary's office, and he walks in. They do a whole tussle over the gun. You hear two shots go off. You don't know who it was. So that's how it ends. But bonus. So the reason why Fatima didn't come with Zach is because Karen came over just before they were about to leave to sign some papers for the business. And when she's sitting down, she's talking about, I'm so fatigued, hope you don't have to deal with that type of thing. And then, bop, her water breaks. So we finally are going to have this birth after, 6 seasons, it feels like. Season 9, Karen is finally going to have the babies. Now, season 9 premieres in July. I believe it's the 16th of July. So, again, all of this stuff was happening in the season finale. I'm going to need Tyler Perry not to drag out this birth. I want them to come in the first episode of season 9. I want to see the twins right there. I know they're about 1 by now. I know the way that they've been cooking in there, they're 1. They're gonna come out walking. But again, have you guys seen this season finale? This was all over the place. I think I explained everything, and this again happened in the last 10 to 15 minutes. Because I feel like the first 45 was nothing.